And good morning, Internet, and Happy New Year 2026. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. Thank you again for subscribers. Yeah, I just have a new tool, of course, and I'm very, very excited about it. And I'll introduce this right away. Behold the almighty K.O.Lee tool and cutter grinder. I've been wanting one of these for a very long time, and one came up for auction, federal auction, just maybe a couple months ago, and I was very lucky to get it. Now, this was very expensive. That bidding went out of control, but I wanted it really badly, so I'm very happy that I have it. I've cleaned it up. The paint is still the same paint that it came with. I may end up redoing it. I did redo the paint on the top part, just underneath the saddle there. That's where, dirt and grime collects and coolant if you use it. But essentially, here it is. So this is the 900 series. It is the B923A. And it's got the heavy duty spindle, the B955HD. Now this is an external spindle. It would be really nice to have an internal grinding spindle, but you get what you get. But anyway, I'm just going to do a short walk around, or it might not be short because I got a lot to show. There's a lot that came with this machine, and that's one of the reasons I bid so high on it. But anyway, so we've got, of course, the tailstock. I have several tailstocks that come with it. The belt guard. And some spare belts I ordered. I was actually able to order some of these belts. They're pretty common. This comes with, this is a big deal. This comes with a powered workhead. I completely rebuilt this guy, pulled it all apart, cleaned it all up. There was nothing really wrong with it other than the grease inside the bearings was all dried up. So most of this grinder has never been used. There is I shouldn't say never, there's very little wear on all the surfaces, particularly underneath the table here on the V-ways and the V-ways on the travel side here as well too. I'm really sorry that I didn't take any pictures, but the waves are absolutely pristine, just shiny and beautiful. The oil that it takes, it's gear oil. I have some of the original K.O.Lee gear oil, and it was really, really gross. So I cleaned up the gear oil, put in new gear oil on the waves, and she's back together. I think I'll attach a photo here of the setup when I was putting it all back together, so it should just show up here in a second. Anyway, this also has a variable speed controller, which is nice. Let's see if I can get this fired up right now. Power on and run. There we go. Now everything's turning. That's just beautiful. And that allows you basically to do cylindrical grinding on this machine. I haven't tried it yet, but really looking forward to doing it. Cylindrical grinding, especially precision cylindrical grinding. That's a capability that I have with the lathe over there, but it's not quite, I don't like the motor. The motor that I have for my cylindrical grinding setup is just a dishwasher motor. I need a high-speed motor to make it work well. So this setup should work better because I can change the speeds with the belt settings here and, in theory, achieve better results. Down below, there's storage where I keep all the accessories. I've moved them out on the table so you guys can see. But there's plenty of, there's just enough space to fit in all the big accessories inside here. A little pocket there for instructions. And in this drawer right here are all the loose accessories for the machine. So all kinds of stuff like fingers, an extra knob for the workheads, or the sensitive workheads, dial setup stuff, more fingers, arbors. These are Brown & Sharp 11 adapters for the workheads. This is an adapter for sharpening cutters. Yeah, there's protector covers, extra wheels for the belts, a really nice live center with a dog. 5C, so there's Brown and Sharp 11 to 5C collet adapters. I have a couple of those, and a micro adjust a finger for well, for whatever is, I suppose, any kind of cutter that you're setting up. And then over here is a layout of the rest of the accessories that that I have with it. Real nice one here is the air bearing, so you can do end mills. The fluted sharp edges of the end mills. You can cut those real nicely. I'm sure there's a whole pile of other things that you can cut with it as well too. This I picked up on eBay, but it's also a K.O.Lee. I think it's a lathe grinder. It's really handy to have something like this to throw on the machine to clean up your lathe tools, carbide or high-speed steel, and do that real accurately. Another tool rest. Here's another tailstock, not tool rest. An angled tailstock, a sensitive workhead with a 24 tooth gradation wheel or indexing wheel. I completely rebuilt this as well too. Cleaned everything out. It wasn't dirty, it was just the bearings were really the grease in the bearings was really old, and that's all that had to replace. Otherwise everything inside it looked brand new and clean. Water dripper, I guess, and a couple of guards for the wheels, and a really nice set of instructions and documentation and paperwork. Instruction manual. These things typically often get lost, but this is what the saddle looks like when it's a V-way. It's a real clever system where the gear oil is inside this trough, and there are these little these pair of wheels on each contraption right here. So when the saddle moves back and forth, the wheels sort of pick up the gear oil and lubricate the the underside of the or the top side. No, that would be the underside of the apron. A real clever way of lubricating, and all that was just pristinely clean, no scratches, no wear, no nothing. You can still see all the flaking that was done at the factory. Yeah, so really great manual. Of course, I have to go through this, and gives you examples of, all kinds of setups that you can, do on the machine for grinding, use of the sensitive workhead as well too. There's a lot of stuff to learn here. Let me just zoom you out there a bit. Really cool stuff. Of course, with the advent of CNC and modern tooling, you really don't need these kind of machines, but I bought it because I just really wanted it, and I'm really happy to play around with this thing and use it in the shop. There's a couple of guys on YouTube. One is Don Dyer. He uses a tool and cutter. It's the central part in the shop, tool and cutter grinder all the time for all his work, and he's got some really great content. And the other fellow is, I think his name is Andy. It's a lap mountain machine, I believe. He's got a couple of these machines, and he is a real expert on this stuff. So if you really want to see somebody who knows what they're doing, go see lap mountain machine. But if you want to see somebody screw things up and just dick around, well, then you've come to the right place. Yeah, so good documentation, even an inspection certificate with warranty at the time. I believe this is a 1984 machine. Warranty paperwork, inspection paperwork, which is really nice. What date? Yeah, 1981. So relatively modern as far as machines are. Well, I shouldn't say modern. It's not super old. It's not like a 1950s or 60s, but that would also be okay. And then, of course, there's all kinds of documentation for accessories that you can get. And I have all this paperwork that comes with it, which is really great because it allows me to figure out what you could have accessorized the machine with. There's a couple of accessories I'd really like to get, and one of them is a a radius tool. I don't know. Yeah, it is in here somewhere. I don't know where exactly. I'm just trying to do this single-handed. Actually, you know what? I'm going to set you up on the. All right, we're back here. So yeah, there's a whole pile of accessories that you're able to get with that, including chucks with the brown and sharp tapers on them. You know, 6-jaw, 4 jaws, and 3 jaws. I do have a couple of them with 5C tapers, which I have an adapter for. You got the Workheads here, all kinds of adapters that you can equip this thing with. It's just amazing the amount of stuff you could equip your machine with. And yeah, so here's an example of you know, some of the major accessories. The workheads, the sensitive workheads. This is the radial grinding fixture. This is one that I'd really like to get my hands on to be able to grind, you know, corner radii. That would be awesome. I do have this setup right here, the tilting attachment and for carbide and for grinding carbide bits, which is really, really nice. I'll take you back to that in a second. And you know, there's more documentation here. It's just really, really great. It came very well equipped and very well documented. So anyway, that's that. Oh, and parts list as well too. I got you know, all the parts list for all the for every part inside the workhead, inside the motorized workhead, and also part list for all the accessories as well too, and the bearings. So there's bearing part numbers as well too, which I looked up, and holy crap, are they ever expensive. So I'm glad mine are nearly new. Got the manual for the controller, which is great. So if there's anything that ever goes on it, I'm sure I could get it repaired. It's got all the wiring diagrams with the electrical schematics. So this is something I can keep for life, because there are guys that will do that. And instructions for the air bearing as well too, on how to and what to do and how to set it up for you know, sharpening end mills and other stuff. More 2-flute end mill instructions, 4-flute, etc. Really good information here to learn. I know absolutely nothing, so I've got a long way to go. I'm never going to learn everything on this thing, but you know, it's nice. And what is this here? Oh, this is also for the air bearing as well too. The angles, all the stuff you need to learn to actually grind things correctly, because there's a million ways to do it wrong, and usually only a few ways to do it right. So that's the documentation. Okay, and back to the machine again here. So just real quickly, I'll go through some of the operations. This lever right here brings the machine or the table forward and backwards. It's got a graduated dial in thousandths. This guy right here allows you to move the table left and right with 2 different types of speeds. This is the coarse speed, so you can come across real quickly. And then you can also go into neutral, and now the wheel just stays that way, and the table itself won't move when you move the wheel. There's lots of stiction, which is great, so it'll keep the wheel in place, or the table in place. But I could, if I wanted to, shove the table over and slide it right over as well too, which takes a bit of force. But it's all based on stiction, because they're V-ways. And then there's the micro. That one is a little more difficult to get into. I just I'd have to put the phone down to free up the hand. But anyway, then there's a micro movement as well too. What I've done here for dust collection, I got one of those lock line. I think this is a 2-inch or 2.5-inch. Yeah, it's a 2.5-inch line that's connected or will connect to my shop vac over there. It works really, really well. I just swing the shop vac over to this corner. I got this collector. I fabricated a little metal thing there so the grinding dust doesn't burn the plastic. It was accumulating on the plastic, but I bet you over time that will get hot. And I've only used this machine once to try it out, to true up some wheels. Speaking of wheels, have a good collection. of wheels down here, diamond wheels, you know, abrasive aluminum oxide, silicon oxide wheels to get me started. These wheels are interchangeable. At least a good many of them are interchangeable with my surface grinder and also my tool and cutter grinder over there. Yeah, so I'm gonna, one more thing. This here is a silicon carbide wheel. It's meant to grind on the face right here because it's got a backer plate. I had to make an adapter to fit this guy right here because I believe this is a 5/8 arbor, so fabricated one of those, and it's in there real nicely. And yeah, this table basically just angles. It's got a built-in dresser into the into this contraption right here, so you can dress the wheel. Super nice when you're working on the lathe over there and, you know, you want to touch up some carbide, or if you just chipped your tip, come over here, touch it all up and get back to work. This is going to be an awesome setup. I really love it. It's got the original work light. It also comes with a really nice guard, wheel guard, in case there's some kind of issue when, you know, when you're grinding. Which should never happen. I should never, I shouldn't have any problem at all. Let me just get this going here. There we go. There we go. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to fire her up, and I'm going to tell you, this machine is quiet. It is really nice, and it's super smooth. So controls are down here. Power is on. And then right up here is the switch for turning it on, and make sure there's clearance everywhere. Yep. And here we go. So that's turning. It's really quiet. I'm going to open up the belt guard here and try to keep my fingers away. Whoa. There we go. I feel very little vibration. Like on the whole machine. It's just amazing. It's very, very nice. I'll turn this off. And it also goes into reverse as well too. You flick the switch the other way, it goes in the other direction. Super quiet. And the dust collection, when I have it plugged in as well too, is quite efficient. I'm very happy with it. It's just this fine, I think it's fine, it's a German dust collector. It's the smaller one. I used to have two of them, a bigger one and a smaller one. They're really great. Design is kind of funny, but it does work quite well. And it does. I was worried that I'd have to get a big dust collector for this, particularly when, you know, when you're cleaning up your wheels, but it's doing a fine job. Anyway, so I think this has probably gone on long enough. This is the new tool. I've got some new risers on there as well too, which you've seen on an earlier video. That was essentially to get it off the floor so that there's some space underneath there so I can actually clean up. And sits a little higher. I'm 6'1", so it's at a perfect height right now. But anyway, there you go, guys. Rambling here enough. Very excited, as you can tell, with my new K.O.Lee tool and cutter grinder. There's going to be a lot of this use in future videos, I hope. Stick around, and thanks for watching.